We are going to make brandy butter tarts. I've been making this recipe for about 14 years. And it was a recipe taught to me by Gloria, who was an amazing Canadian lady, and she used to give us some of the recipes that she'd learned over the years. This recipe came from England, even though through her like 4th generation, they're better than mince pies. Trust me, they're better than mince pies. It's a very easy recipe to make. We're going to get our scales. We're going to do 90 grams of butter. Flour wise, we're going 230 grams of normal plain flour, a little pinch of salt. We're gonna go, I'd put this in for a little bit of difference, so it gives a nice little nutty crunch. So it's 10 grams of almond flour. Oat flour as well. I saw this in a recipe years ago and I always put it in my pastry and it makes really lovely pastry. And again, so with this, we're just gonna do 20 grams of that. Okay, great. So that's all of our dry ingredients in with the wet. So we're just gonna now bring it together and until it's like breadcrumbs, so just in our hands. You could do this in a mixer if you wanted to, but I like making it by hand. We're going to add in there 2 eggs, and you'll see just by adding these to the pastry, it's just going to bring it together. We can just start to stir it, and then we'll just finish it off with our hands lightly as well. And again, if you overwork pastry, it's going to go quite hard. And with this as well, I'll show you when we come to roll it out. If you roll out the first ones, they're going to be really lovely and short. And then if you use the offcuts to re-roll, so you don't get any wastage and you use all the pastry, so it's going to be a little bit harder, which is still fine. I still enjoy it. So I'd rather use up all of the pastry and then rather than have it wastage. Okay, so see it's come together now. We're just going to now squeeze it until it comes together really nicely. That's what we want. We want those raggedy edges, and that's going to keep it nice and short. So what I do now is just make it into a nice little disc shape. Nice sharp knife. Get your baking parchment, fold it over, and we're just going to put this to bed for let it chill out, let it rest for about 20 minutes, half an hour. Right, pop that in the fridge. We're going to get some sultanas, 450 grams, and we're going to go soft brown sugar and butter. Right, so 55 grams of butter, dark brown sugar, so that's 240, a teaspoon of vanilla. So we're just melting the sugar and the butter. Okay, then we're going to get our eggs ready. So we want 4 eggs into there. So we're just going to crack those. Just beat them lightly. And we're just going to mix this together. So it's like an eggy, sugary mix. Brandy butter tarts need one thing as well. So if you don't like drinking, you don't like booze, you can make this without putting brandy in it. You could put apple juice. I've got some lovely brandy left from the old days. So I'm just going to put a glug of that in there. And you can put as much or as little as you want. I like just a tiny bit. Okay, so we've got our sultanas. They're going in. They can just sit on the side to this soak up all that lovely goodness. Look at that. And when you get close and tight into there, I was filming the other day these, they look like jewels, like the light was catching in there. Right, so once the pastry's rested for 20 minutes, we're gonna get it out. You'll feel that's nice and cool now. So with our pastry, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it out on our baking parchment. It just helps to stop it from sticking. So a little bit of flour on the top and the bottom. And then this is quite a good little Mary Berry technique where you press it out a little bit that way first. I've added this bit in. Do it this way as well, so you get like a nice crisscross. Mary Berry is incredible, isn't she? What a lady. So I saw her baking again still. It's amazing. How old is she now? Like 150? Bless her. That flour has all disappeared. So we're just gonna put a little bit more on. Okay, make sure it's not gonna stick. And then you can as well, if you're feeling daring, you can flip it up and over, and then you can dust this side. And again, that's just gonna stop it from sticking. Let's check this out. We'll do one and have a look. So as it comes out, see it's nice and thin. Probably, yeah, about a pound coin size, maybe just a little bit under, which is good. Try and get as many as you can out. So as you push it in, just be light with your finger. You don't want to tear the pastry. So the oven's on at 180 degrees. I'm gonna go on for about 18 minutes and then check them. And just be careful when they come out the oven because they are like molten, and the temptation is to put one in your mouth, and I've still got a burn from the top of my mouth from cooking these the other day where I stuffed one in my face before it was ready. Once they've cooled down a little bit, see how nicely they've come out. Look at that. Underneath as well, just a little bit. Oh my God, these are gonna be good. Have a look at that cross section. Look at that. It's still really hot. Oh my God, holds its heat. Oh my God, it's so nice though. You just get that nice little warm feeling as well. Pastry's cooked through really nicely. Really short. Yeah. Oh wow. So there you have it, our brandy butter tarts, which will give a mince pie a run for its money any day of the week. Show us your creations. I'd love to see how you make these over the festive period. You'll find the full recipe up on our website.